Manal wider. The deepest runner was a bounding. Poster Girl led. Splashback through on the inside is after Poster Girl. 100 to go. Splashback. This is a rails hugging ride. It's a brilliant ride. It's a brilliant victory.
Welcome to Bet Doctor. I'm your host Scoot. It's the Brisvegas finale here. We've got through the winter season unscathed. Moneybags Don, nice little fill up last week. How are you, brother?
Yeah, it was a good day last Saturday. A couple of winners throughout the day, which is good, and finishing strong with Yellow Brick up the inside. So that was, I haven't had a big winner like that for a while. So it was good to be back in the winner's circle, and doesn't mean much now. We've got to find some at Sunny Coast.
Yeah, I love that. Just starting to look forward, and you're coming in roaring about this Saturday's meeting. You think it's a cracking betting card. I sort of tend to agree. I think there's plenty of angles once we figure out how wet or dry the track's going to be.
Yeah, I think it's a great betting card. I've had a stack of early bets, which is rare for me lately, but I'm launching. So feast or famine on Saturday.
Beautiful stuff. Man who's had a fill up and he's just going to fire more bullets in. Gotta love that. GK, how are you?
Yeah, going all right. Still pretty cold and wet around traps. So it'd be interesting to see how the track is tomorrow. Yeah, look, I think it's just about pattern really. And I guess the other thing I've been thinking about with this meeting is just, what you do with all that if switch form. That's a bit of a trick, I think, working out what you do with that. But if you can work out whether you just bin a lot of that or what you take out of it, then you're probably going to be in a good spot.
Exactly. I was having the same sort of thoughts. You need a holiday down at the Gold Coast because the weather down here is primo, and Walt hasn't seen any of it. He's been locked in the dungeon. How are you, Grinchy?
All good. The fields don't inspire me like they do the Don, but that's why we've got the Don.
This Don is good. Let's go for trumpet time just quickly for the last time. Sort of Legacy was good. Walt and Donnie sort of half declared it. Yellow Brick saved us all and saved Tommy. Tommy, first winner in 5 weeks. So well done, Tommy. Looked absolutely gone, didn't it? I don't know how it's got there. The other's just a little bit weak. And then you had Mellum out the back on Gimme the Beat Boys. Stone Cold Dead. It went good.
Thank God for Yellow Brick.
Asterisk, John Walter. That was one of Timmy's finest. It was an absolute beauty. He worked out the speed in the race perfectly. He just sat back off, let everyone cut up front, and got the job done. He also got...
He said it was gone at the 400, so he's just as confused as us, but it was that sort of race.
Yeah, exactly. Sun God was good for you, GK. The drying track proved to be the difference there. So interesting to hear the Waller's comments or Charlie Duckworth reckon it's going to be a force to be reckoned with in the spring. So fascinating to see how that sort of measures up. And Machine Gun, the Machine Gun was a huge drifter. Got out to about $18 or $20 late. Tannen smashed, pulled up slow recovery in the thumps. So everyone that jumped on the pod on that also pulled up with the thumps. So that was a bit of a stinker. And the Tats Tiara, everyone sort of poo-pooed the race early, but the jockeys didn't really do themselves any favour. They went out slow. I think they were 8 lengths slow to the 600 there and splashed back up the fence. Were you sort of half sick there, Walt? It's been one of yours all prep.
I didn't watch the race, to be fair, so I wasn't that sick, but watching the replay, yeah, just the best horse. So the sprint one, I did laugh to see. I didn't think old Benny Mellon could give Manala a worse steer than he gave it first up, but he did it easy. He had it sort of covered in the first 200 metres rather than waiting till late this time. So, yeah, I think Tommy might have struggled for the few weeks, but Benny had a mare as much as anyone.
There's been a lot of talk about the Group 1s and things and who deserves what, and they're going to reassess all the pattern committee, but the trainers have to wear some of the blame, I believe. Like, the Group 1s are there to be taken, and if everyone just keeps pushing towards the same stupid races, well, there's going to be Group 1s up for grabs, and the jockeys don't really do the rating any favour either, because if they're going to go out eight below, well, the race is going to turn into absolute crap as well. So PRAs can only put the show on, and then it's up to the trainers to sort of get involved and support the race. So interesting to see where that lands, and probably doesn't mean anything anyway, and we'll probably just bet wherever we feel like it, and we probably just want better tracks, don't we? The better the track, more confidence we've got in the track condition, the more money that we'll invest. Hosted Pot, our finale is this Saturday, so it's a little bit of a late one. So Johnny Miller, the CEO of Sunshine Coast, is started the meeting late, and they're going to turn the lights on, I'd say, for the last couple of races. So it'll be midday until 5:30. So get around that one, $50 for your share, and we'll be betting for 5.5 hours. Most of the turnover will be through the Sunshine Coast meeting, but I'll still be scouting out wide at Flemington, and some of the Sydney races look okay if we can trust the Sydney tracks. But Flemington's going to be a bit of a bog as well, but it's finals day with all those sprint finals. So I'll try and navigate as many winners throughout the day as possible, and hopefully we can get a good return and pull Ladbrokes pants down for one last crack. Littlebirdie.tv is a place where you can get all our tips. Our summary tip page is there, and got some good features coming up over the next month. So despite this being our last show, I might email some of those new features out and leak them onto the new website, and then they'll be full steam ahead on a more consistent basis throughout August. So make sure you stay tuned to the website, even though the shows are going to be in hiatus and all the boys are going to have a bit of a rest. So check out littlebirdie.tv there. Let's get into this track, GK. It was a bit of a worry. They posted up a heavy 8 over the last couple of days. I tried to get some mail from the track manager, but haven't heard anything back yet. It's drying, it's sticky. Described as a swamp by some people on this show. I won't say who. How you think it's going to play?
Yeah, I mean, like it's pretty important to see how much dries out in the next day or so. Like this meeting last year, it was a fair bit drier, but I thought it played pretty well. They weren't hard fence, but they were close to the fence. I think just given what they're talking about the track at present, they're not going to be there. I think they're going to be wider on the track. If it really dries out and we got to sort of more like a 5, then yeah, sure, maybe we'll be close to the fence. But I think most likely scenario is, we'll be sort of lanes 5 to 12 and sort of heading towards the Crown, which it obviously changes the shapes of these races a little bit. Like you don't necessarily want to be drawn low a lot of the time. Like you'll find at Caloundra, this type of scenario, that wide barriers aren't an issue because you want to sort of swoop. But look, I still think forward and midfield would sort of be the A spot, but it's just how much the track dries out by sort of midday Saturday. So look, I think most likely scenario we head to the middle.
Want about a 6 or a 7 or?
Yeah, like I think 6 is probably the likely scenario. So there's going to be good give out of the track. So we're looking for those horses that that want that and relish that.
6, 7. Oh, beautiful. You made me do that, Donnie. I'm embarrassed. I wasn't going to do the hand gesture, and you think it's funny. That's even worse. We're not going to do all 9 races, but we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll get stuck into the quaddy league. 6, 7, 8, 9. Race 2 is the first one. Donnie's up first. It's a puntingform.com.au AI tool benchmark 80 over 1200. Balance the books. Got the chocolates last week at Ipswich, $2.50. The big scratching is Arabian Rose. Blue Pinot, $7. She's Exotic, $7.50. Break Free, $8.50. Shot of Whiskey, $12. Click, Click, Boom, $17. And then you got Whiskey Dream, $20. Or better the rest. Balance the books, Donnie. You probably had your pants off here. Ipswich Cup Day in the benchmark, 78. And was it the Balance the books of old, you thought?
I think she's back. I love the way she hit the line. She was wide on a slow tempo, and we know the inside was dynamite. She hits the line beautifully, and once again, like her previous start, her last 100 metres was the best piece of work of her race, and I think she's completely back to her best. She was my girlfriend early in the piece. We had a little break, but we're back on now. I think I love this horse. I think she's clearly the horse to beat.
Yeah, big track looks like it'll suit. I remember clearly you said a big congratulations to Donnie Walt in our little private chat offline. Did you back at this day, or were you just impressed by its win there against the pattern?
Always impressed by Donnie, mate. It's nothing. The races come and go, but the Don's forever.
GK, you've had a couple of soirees with Donnie's girlfriend. Balance the books. She's been in your corner before. Are you siding with?
Yeah, I'm not jumping out of trees to back it at this price, but look, I definitely think it's the one to beat. I wasn't totally solid on it that day at Ipswich. I just thought that it generally prefers sting out, so obviously that gets it here. I noticed the same thing Donnie did about the pace, but just sort of in general that like it seems like it runs its best races and finishes the races off the best when there's actually slow tempos. Like when they inject speed into the race, it doesn't seem to finish the race off the same way. So is it going to get that shape again? I'm not sure. There's a couple of others that want to roll forward here. So look, I think it's right price. You know, I don't want to launch into it or anything, so I'll just reassess late, and it'll either be I back it or I just stay out because I don't want to back anything else in the race.
Chiz Exotic would probably be the other horse that I was sort of keen on, dropping back from the listed Gay Waterhouse. I thought that was probably good enough form to take this out, and pretty consistent sort of horse there as well. John Walter, your views on the race?
Yeah, Del Bounce's books should mean in the right spot is the horse to beat, but obviously priced that way. And Cheese Exotic looks the only danger. Definitely has the best form. That Soothsayer form's the best form. 1200's as far as it wants. Wet track helps it. Draws perfectly as well. Whether it's a jockey upgrade or not, I'm not really sure. But yeah, they're the only two horses that profile like potential winners to me.
That's the only way I'll play it. So let's kick on. Sunshine Coast Race 3. It's the Anthony Don Saturday set. Bruce McLachlan, cutest classic over 1,000. 10 Gun Tommy's a favourite, $3.70. He was wide last start, but a good win at Doomben. Our price is $4.50. Lady of 5, $8.50. Make Me Great, $9.50. On the clock, 10. My Girl Marley, 14. My Utopia, 15. And then you got Cascading, 15. 10 Gun Tommy here is in the red with the white yoke. Good win here, over 1,100. Punching breeze, Donny.
Yeah, it was 3 wide the entire on a fast tempo, so working the whole way around Doomben and then still has the tenacity to put them away. It was back off the map this day off one trial, so the stable must know this thing's flying, or someone does, and just love the setup. There's stacks of speed going into this 1,000-metre race. It's had about 29 days off, so it'll sit behind them, and I think it's going to be the strongest slate.
Market gravitating towards it, 440 into 370 at Ladbrokes. Lady of 5, GK, you didn't mind this trial in the black and the orange?
Yeah, I thought it was a good trial. It was one of the quicker trials of the morning, and look, you know, it sort of held together. And look, for me, it's just one of these prototypical 1,000-metre types. I guess my thinking with 10 Gun Tommy is it might be looking up to go up and trip rather than back and trip. Tempo will suit, but look, I just thought 10 Gun Tommy is a 1,200-metre horse personally. So look, I'm happy to take it on here, and yeah, there's tons of tempo, and they'll probably be 4 or 5 deep on the turn, but that's okay. You can sit wide on this track. So look, I think at the price, I want to cover Lady of 5, but I also want to cover Cascadian as well, which I thought was an even better trial, but here's its run in, what's this, the debut or something?
Yeah, this is the day at the Gold Coast where Toorak Jewel just bolted in, but I can see your angle here, wide punching, and this form would have to probably measure up, given he was, I guess kept whacking away.
Yeah, like I thought this was a very good run. You can see it beats 10 Gun Tommy here as well this day by about a length on the line. It was wide the whole way, but the trial at Caloundra for this thing, Cascading, was awesome. So look, I've backed Cascading so far. I've had something each way, and I think I'll have something on Lady of 5 at this stage, just as some value runners in the race. And look, if 10 Gun Tommy beats me, so be it. But I just thought, personally, I would have liked to have seen it go up and trip.
Johnny, this is exactly your lane. What do you think of those Lady of 5 trials and then Cascading? You want to say anything there?
Lady of 5 is absolutely flying at the trials. It looks a bit of a Scooby horse that I think would need to get full control to win, but it's got that much speed that it might. Cascading's also in at Grafton on Sunday, so I think that's more its level.
Grafton.
Start of the carnival.
What about you, John? What are you thinking about Grafton?
Definitely not thinking about Grafton. I agree. 10 Gun Tommy to me looks like it's at least a 1,200, maybe 1,400-metre horse. Very one-paced. I don't think it's really suited back to 1,000 here, especially where it's drawn. Probably gets stuck. But I thought our price had clearly the best form. Sort of raced away against the next episode, up on speed, and then got a bit tired there. Then went straight to 1,200 and did the same thing from on the fast speed behind Cool Gent Marfiano. That might not be the strongest form in the world, but it should be the strongest form here. Back to 1,000's tricky, and Jockey Chain Senior back to an apprentice is not ideal either, but I think it deserves to be favourite. I thought there was a horse here called My Utopia that went sneaky well on debut. One of these outside draws, just jagged back. It did get a nice run through, but it did it easy. So it's the horse I can see being the knockout. I thought they were around, $15, My Utopia. But our price, clearly the starting point for me here, and My Utopia, definitely the sneaky value horse.
too hard for me, I thought. Too many chances, so I'm just going to sit back and don't really love 1,000-metre races. Too tricky. Start could be costly, and probably still having a really good look at the track by this stage. So, yeah, I'm going to cat it and probably stay out of that one. But good angles from you guys, so plenty of different options there for punters at home. Sunshine Coast Race 4, it's the Ladbroke Splendid Bet. It's a 3-year-old handicap over 1,000. Racketeer has been smashed. Boogies put up $16, which was puzzling despite a big jumping grade. 16 to 480. Jimmy's Brother 550. Foreign Press 7. All Adore $7. Get Ready Last 750. Point Vega $9. Overspray 16, and Dragon Rouge $17. You can get much better the rest. Foreign Press is the first one we're going to have a look at. It's the blue with the maroon cap. Third. And this is in the Queensland Day Stakes, and Earn to Burn's the winner here, Donnie.
Yeah, this is the best form coming into this race. She's a little filly that has to carry the big weights, but suited back to 1,000. I think the best part about her is she maps on speed and off the rail, which is perfect for the 1,000-metre at Caloundra. She's a class horse for sure, and this form will take her a long way.
God, it looked like she was going to run last at the 250-metre mark to my eye there, and I was surprised she got so close.
Yeah, she doesn't give up. She's a little trier, and I think this is a big step back in quality that she's going to face.
Got a big heart like John Walter. Racketeer is the one that's jumping up in grade, and there it is in the white with the red, and it's sort of weaving, trying to get the clear space, doesn't want to take the gap, and then goes like a scalded cat when it gets out.
Yep, unreal run, held up for a long way, and then flew late where the winner was off and gone. This is the horse that I've got going for a big result. I was lucky enough I think you said I'd open 16. I think it was 18. I was lucky enough to get this going for a decent result here. So I'm chips in Racketeer, and I did get the good price and got some multis going into it that have won. So Racketeer for me, please God, and Foreign Press, I think it's a good bet too. I think these two are clear on toppers from my end.
I think that's the biggest trumpet opening price snappy Don that we've had for the entire Winter Carnival. It's the last show, GK, but he's pulled out a bottler. He's trumpeting the early price.
Yeah, that's also usually my forte as well, but they never fucking win. So fair play to Donnie there. That's definitely an amazing price. Look, I thought Foreign Press should be favourite personally. I don't give a fuck about weight, 1,000 metres. I think it should be clearly favourite, best form. And yeah, look, Racketeer is one of the chances. There's like 5 or 6 chances in the race. I think Get Ready Last in the race as well. You know, there's a few others as well. Look, I haven't bet. It'll be a race that I'll play late on the fair, just depending on prices. I could potentially have something Foreign Press and Get Ready Last unless Racketeer drifts. But yeah, pretty open. Hard race to assess, I think.
Funny one. Get Ready Last query with the trial and a bit of a query on the trainer. I thought he was going into real estate, but here he is. He's still whacking away. So good luck to Chris Anderson. John Walter, thoughts on this race?
Yeah, pretty poxy. I thought Foreign Last was really good first up, and then last time a little bit flat. So it's a bit weird going 1,200 back to 1,000, but maybe just the makeup of this race and the quality it's got takes it a long way. Jesus, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in a row, the poor buggers had the same rider and we're riding up for number 11. Jimmy's Brother is the horse that's trialling in earmuffs, and the muffs come off. If he didn't draw inside, I'd have it clearly on top. I still think it should be close enough to favourite. So, yeah, they're the two main ones for me. And there's that Dragon Rouge has always been a horse I like that goes around big odds and profiles well drawn well. So it's the one I wouldn't let under your guard.
Yeah, I think they're the key chances, and I can't really add too much to that.
Have you got an opinion today, Scoot, or are you saving that for the next season?
I think I hope, Donnie, you've loaded up the place as well, have you?
No, they only had win. Sometimes the tab only had win prices when they first go up, and
that's a tragedy.
Yeah, but
$4 the place. I think it's
heaven. $3 a place or something.
That's still all right.
Ladbrokes went up.
Yeah, I'm going to just buy some of Donnie's $3 a place, John, just so I've got an interest in the race. I thought, in all honesty, I think Foreign Press is the horse to beat. I think 1,000 metres is probably more its go. So, as I said earlier, I just like the way that it sort of fought back there. It looked like it was completely shot. So, it's got a bit of bit of mongrel in it, and I sort of like that. And I don't know, CJ could have a really big day there at the Sunshine Coast and prove all the knockers wrong.
You are our 1,000-metre specialist.
Sunshine Coast Race 5. It's the GK Ruminations every Saturday morning, so make sure you check that out on his Twitter account. It's at Brizzy Form Guide, and have a look at the Substack. It's an open plate. It's 1,000 metres here, and Seti Ready's a favourite, $4.20. Wonder Rocks $5.50, Scampy $9, Superb $9, King Yoshi at $9.50, Natuno $10. You got Epic Proportions 11, Storm the Ramparts 14, Teltani Fields 16, Bellegardo 17, and you got Kitty Flash 21, Preeminence 31, and much per the rest. So it's a race with a fair tail here. You didn't mind the trial of Scampy GK in the Cole McKenna blue and green.
No, I just thought this trial was unreal, to be honest. I don't think you can trial better than this. I think it just showed the way that this thing goes when there's the sting out on a soft track. Like, it just absolutely grows a leg on a soft track. So, look, you get perfect conditions here. I've got a bit of a love-hate relationship with the horse. It sometimes seems to turn up, sometimes not. But look, you get the ideal conditions here and you get the price in a pretty open race where you could probably make a case for a fair few of them. I just thought around double figures each way is the way to go on Scampy here. And yeah, look, I've taken that price and happy to play it that way.
Was absolutely smashed in the bat out of hell for memory at the Gold Coast, and it's got the right form, you'd say, with Flying Destiny at the time going absolutely enormous. So even though it hasn't won for a few starts, definitely in the right sort of frame of mind, and that trial backs it up. The other horse that I sort of like here with Walt's favourite jockey, Emily Lang, is Wanda Rocks, just buried back there on the fence, just having a pipe opener here in the red with the yellow. I absolutely love this horse. Can carry big weight, no weight, and it's just 1,000-metre specialist. And I think it's a super honest and right in the mix here, and I thought it had come up shorter than 550. So I sort of like Scampy, and I sort of like Wanda Rocks. So this will be probably the first decent bet I have in sort of Wanda Rocks. That was a trial with Rich Minx and Fragile Love. Donnie?
Not too keen to play. Wonder Rocks has gone to Gollan, first start for Gollan, which is a big plus. I thought Stoltz is about probably 40 or 50 to 1. I think it would keep drifting. Trialled okay and is a quality horse back from Hong Kong. So I would be throwing that in exotics, but that's about it.
John Walter?
Yeah, this is a hard one. Wanda's one of my horses. It wants a dry track, I think. It was scary, but yeah, I thought Natuno was interesting. Think it's always been a short course horse, and happy to be forgiving a bit. Sort of last prep and sort of old form would be good for this. I think double figures is fair for it. Store the Ramparts had a trial since first up, and it's dangerous. Loves wet double figures. Scampy's definitely one of my horses, and maybe back to the wets, worth forgiving it. But it probably needs it wetter the better. So yeah, a very, very dodgy race where I sort of could build cases for most of them, but none of them in particular will look well set up. So yeah, tough one. But if I had to, it's probably Natuno, Storm the Ramparts at the value.
Thanks, Splinters. GK, Bellegardo?
Yeah, it's been one of mine. I saw that there was some early money for it. Like, I think they opened 40s or 50s or something, and someone knocked that off straight away. I did look at it. Yeah, I just don't know what to make of where it's at present. Look, this stable can turn them around off a poor performance or off an issue. So, yeah, don't know. Jury's out for me. I don't know what to make of that run last start, and a couple of those runs towards the end of last prep as well. So not sure what to make of it. So it's just one that I've just sort of put the pen through for now.
Okay, so a tricky little race before the quaddie starts. So let's get into the quaddie. It's race 6. It's a Little Birdie hosted pot. Download the Ladbrokes app. Group 3, Winx Guineas, 1,600. And within the law, crikey, they might put me in the book as name-only shareholder of this horse, $2.45. Sellermaster, $6. Platinum Pantheon. How's it going to run 1,600? John Walter. Cola Kid, $8.50 for Donny. Restemo is $9.50. Well, there's a few bloody horses that we own here. This is GK's love child, Call Da Vinci, and Hillier, Tupacara.
Yeah, they're all mine.
We own lots of these. State
Lost
Opera.
a unit at Noosa.
Not sure how State of Opera won a few starts back on the wet at in the midweeks there, but that was a big miss from all of us, I think. They round out the major chances, so let's get into the replays. Within the law, in this snail's pace race, there's Tommy going to the outside. Race is already over. Splash back up the fence. Just good stuff. Just great to see. Horse is obviously still going well, just out the back. And just not having much of a chance. And we'll go to the next replay. She still smashes the line. It's just a real head scratcher for me. Cellar Master, Donnie, this is it. Way out the back in the red, the Finmore colours with the white hat. And you can see within the law there, Walt's got his pants off with Skyhook at this stage, but really descended late.
Yeah, it drew wide this day and they just hooked it back to last. It looked like a bit of a barrier trial, really. They were setting it up for something, but there was nothing else to run in, so they've come to the Winx Guineas. Like the way it hit the line. The benefit about this horse, it's drawn soft. There's no speed in the race, and it has enough gate speed to push forward and hold the spot. So I think it's going to map much closer to the speed here, and I think it's a massive chance. I think within the law is within the law. Like if you want to take 240 about her, good luck. And then you got all the Ipswich lead up form, which you can pretty much throw out. So I'm keen to back Cellar Master each way. I think it's a great bet.
Beautiful. So 2-horse race though?
Well, not for me. I just couldn't back within the law at 240.
Okay.
We stole the money, but if you like it, go for it.
Sweet. All right. Cellar Master's a play. One out for Donnie. John Walter.
Bubble and squeak handicap, mate. Everything that's left, they've just thrown in a pot here. Yeah, well, it's just, I'm not taking $2.40, but what is it, 101? So it's 14 plus the 2 kilos. It should be beating these horses. It should be giving them all 9 kilos within the law. If anyone believes in weights and measures is the greatest moral in the history of racing, and if you sort of combine it with, it looks like most of them might run a mile, and it should. Crikey, if you're ever going to back it, this is the day within the law. I thought, Platinum, there's no speed. That's the only thing that grazed me up a little bit. It could be an absolute embarrassing tempo. The Platinum Pantheon, I'm assuming, will roll forward with Pink Vixen from out wide, and that's it. There's nothing else. There is no horse that really wants to push the tempo. They might go so slow that someone might have a brain snap and take off. So that's what you're relying on for speed, which is scary. And I thought Hillier was the value, and it's not much good. Jockey that gives me hives, but $15, $16 doesn't really make sense to me. I thought it was good off the fence against Cola Kid and Platinum Pantheon, those horses. So, Cola Kid, if it runs a mile, it's dangerous as well. They're probably the two main threats, I thought, to within the law, who really should win.
Tommy off, I agree. GK, are you going to put within the law and some multis, or are you starting to think along the lines of Cellar Master Donnie, or you've got a different train of thought altogether?
No, pretty similar as well. Look, I think within the law should just piss in, but I don't want to take the price. So, it's one of those where maybe I throw it in a couple of multis. Look, I thought Hillier was good. I just can't get that first run of the prep out of my mind. Maybe it was just act of God. I don't know. But it has shown something. I think it does have something in this race. So it was one of the value runners in the race for mine. Like I understand the angle about Cellar Master. I just think within the law, it's 20 times the horse. Like I just think it's just miles better than it. So it's a bit of a tricky one. It'll either be within the law and a few multis, and then maybe Hillier and a couple of others in the quaddie or something like that. But that's the extent of the race for me. I don't really want to launch into it.
You sort of forgot to say the old Hillier, like it sat outside that when Autumn Boy won was it Caulfield Guineas? It sat outside the leader there, and they went 100 miles an hour stuck on. So I think if they sort of roll forward Hillier, it's got that sort of grounding, and they're definitely the main danger.
Always got a plan, Annabelle. So this is probably going to be final day. Hey, what?
The plan is to come up with a plan.
On that Racing New South Wales tweet on the plane, who would you have sat next to on the plane? Would you have parked yourself in between Annabelle and Rob? Would you sit up the back with Bjorn? Who would you sit next to? In between Grimer and Roper?
Talking to me?
Yeah, John Walter. Where would you
I'd
put
stay
yourself?
in the bar with Bjorn, or I'd be on the wing.
Outside the plane.
Yeah.
Let's head to the Caloundra Cup. It's race number 7. It's a Ladbrokes Caloundra Cup. It's a listed 2,400 metre race. The Budgie Smuggler won a waltz again, $3.40 favourite. So you are $6. Cool Lacoy is $6.50. Encoder $8.50. Bestower $11. Kabosh $12. Sun Worshipper $13. Wow Zeno $15. Over the page, I've got Fortnum Park $17, Pulverizer $18, and Spaycaster $35, Zibulon $35, the Irish $41, and Tapple Doodle Doo $81. And everyone's thinking, where's Pounding? Pounding is scratch. So that was the big news this morning from a Caloundra Cup perspective. Let's have a look at some replays here. Faulkner Park versus Pounding. I thought this was a good effort from Faulkner Park, and I know you guys alluded to the fact that it was ready to do something. 1,600, 1,600, then they've gone 8 lengths above to the 600. I thought his tyres are entitled to pop. Perhaps he's not getting through the ground, or perhaps he just blew out in condition. But I like the way he sort of tries and sort of fights on, given it was that big step up in trip. If the track dries out enough, I think $19 is a crazy price, given so many of these are complete camels, and gets the golden switch as well. Tommy off. So it was sort of last, and then Tommy thought, oh, there's a frantic tempo. I'm going to put him up on speed on a horse that's probably likely underdone. So congratulations, got beat. But here at $19, I just have to play and have to pray that Ryan Maloney can give him some sort of ride, and I might get the hovercraft out there and go dry the trap myself to try and get this horse over the line. The Budgie Smuggler and Kabosh, Walt, they were sort of the next horses that were obvious to find. There's Kabosh ducking in behind the Budgie Smuggler in the Derby racing colours. What's his form? And so you are's in the race too.
You had every possible chance there. It landed one out, one back, had its chance to sort of build whenever it wanted to. It was just a bit of a look at it. They're just plodding along all at the one speed. The horse is very honest, and it's got a good record. 12 wins, 12 start, 6 wins for a middle distance stayer is pretty good. But it's not much good.
So I may have to circle back for you to do the race, or can you just say what you like now?
I'm tipping Pounding. I'm very aware it's not in the race, and I'm happy to stick with it.
Very good. GK?
Maybe a little bit less grade up. Yeah, look, I just thought I'd find Budgie Smuggler when I first started to do the race, and then I did it, and I was like, oh, okay. There's not much between it and So You Are and Kabosh, and then I started looking at the others, and I was like, Bestower went well last start. Spaycaster's building towards something. Faulkner Park starting to get to, the right fitness base. So I just thought it is a very, very even race. I don't really want to bet at this stage. It'll probably be a race that I'll play the overlays late on the fair, and I think I'm just going to have to go wide in the quaddie. There's nothing that I am keen to back at this stage.
Beautiful. Donnie?
Yeah, ditto to GK. There's nothing I'm keen to back at this stage, or probably any stage. Not my race.
Sit out.
I can give you a boredom insight here. Bestower last week, Timmy was given explicit instructions to come around him. Said the horse doesn't like going inside horses. It draws one with B. Osmond going on, which is probably not ideal. But he said it probably goes close to not winning, but running second if he's stuck inside. So the horse is going maybe a little bit better than even it looks. It's just probably got similar challenges next on Saturday.
We could be completely against Encoder and Kulakai, who are off the Ipswich Cup travel later. So that's some little lean that I could lay those two possibly.
And that's the other thing.
Encoder 2,400's got to be a query. The other one might keep whacking.
Yeah, and then I thought Spaycaster had just absolute PR. I sort of started to try and look for it to try and manufacture something. Maybe Kabosh, yeah, it could be building to something. I did go deep to try and keep, I guess, pressing a case of Faulkner Park, and it did win the Rosehill Gold Cup on the 7-day backup. So if it's not deceased, and maybe the Marcamp are the right sort of team for a horse to be on the backup. They're doing amazing things with Pride of Jenny and some of those other camels that they got. So if anyone can do it, it's probably the Marcamp. So let's just pray. But yeah, definitely a race that you can't get too tangled up in. Sunshine Coast Race 8. It's the racingwatch.com.au Glasshouse Handicap. That's a listed 1,400 metre event. And Gerringong, pretty consistent, I would have thought, last start, Walt. $3.90 went pretty good in a hopeless race. Soothsayer was good, $8.50, good ride. Last start in the eyeliner. King Zephyr back to 1,400 probably suits. You got Band of Brothers $9.50 and Nemacor to its favourite track and distance $10. Silver Wedding $12. Arabian Rose stepping up in class $12. And you got Safrado, Jockey Change $14. And then you got John Rambo $14. Cote Atlantique $15. SJ $21. The Inflictor off a freshen, which is good for it, but not sure it really wants it wet. $23, and you got Zadaki, could be back, $35, and you got Rock Rib Metal Art Roll on high, so a couple on the merry-go-round there. Let's have a look at the replays. In the eyeliner, we've got Rambo trying to weave from the back. You got Soothsayer right down the outside. Safrado having a mare. GK.
Yeah, look, if you can spot Rambo in the mix there, sort of just trying to come through the middle, doesn't have a lot of luck. Yeah, you can see Soothsayer getting to the outside and a couple of others. Look, I think the things with Rambo here was, like, one of the things was the amount of money for it in that race, which, like, I just didn't think that was the right race at all. But, like, I was kind of blown away by how much support it had early and late that day. So just sort of, where there's smoke, there's fire about it. And we just know that Sting out 1,400, this is the horse's go. And you know, what I've said to a few people off air is, like, I think since the start of last prep, it's just a completely different horse because it's settling in the run and it can also go forward now, which is just a game changer. It's just not flopping out the back. So, you know, I just think at the prices, you have to cover Rambo. I took the 17. It's one of the ones, you know, I want to back in the race at value. The others, Animacor, I'll do a Donny Trumpet here. Like, I took 26 on Monday all in. Look, wants a drier track, but the horse is completely airborne. They've finally worked this horse out now. You know, you just need 1,400 meters, ideally around that mark. And, you know, anything sort of 5 or better, probably 6 is okay, but 5 or better, and the horse can absolutely fly. Like, you go back to the start of this prep, like, I thought it was an amazing run in Rockhampton. And yeah, he's been good since. So Animacor is one of the ones as well. I had something on Silver Wedding as well. Plenty of other chances. Make cases for a lot of others. Yeah, look, I thought Silver Wedding was good here. I think it deserves its chance here. And, like, I think even going back to the start of the preparation, the first run over 1,000, I was really taken aback by that. I was surprised by the performance, and it just said to me that maybe the horse has come back better than ever. And look, it is a step up, like it is for a few of the others, like Arabian Rose, but look, I think they're in the race. So, look, I'm on Animacor, Silver Wedding, Rambo. Maybe I'll spec a couple of the others late.
Yeah, I think you nailed this race, GK, with the top 2 chances anyway. I thought Rambo on a more rain-affected or less drying track was the right play, and seems, as you say, a crazy price. What, it went off $4 or $5 in the eyeliner, did nothing wrong, arguably should have won. And now you get $15 and was always going to be this as his grand final. So this was a target race, according to the camp. And then an Emacor, as you say, you could just see it. I thought it got home better than Arabian Rose in the Hinkler Handicap. You saw it was second widest, Arabian Rose. And I know I'm a little bit in love and married to an Emacor, but yeah, 1,400 Sunshine Coast. Some horses just don't go on this track. Some absolutely love it, and others just don't like the swamp there at the Sunny Coast. And Silver Wedding, I can see it's got that X factor. Yeah, great 2 starts. Probably the right sort of stable, stepping up and throwing in the deep end, and it could be the knockout. But yeah, I wasn't keen at the price, so I thought Rambo and Emacor were clear errors in the market, and yeah, I wouldn't drop off Safrado, especially after he's just completely airborne. It hasn't been his fault. Donny?
I've backed Arabian Rose. Forgiven last start at Eagle Farm, I don't think it really liked the surface. It's got a great record on these tracks. 6 starts, 4 wins. It's going to flop midfield. It's got a gun, turn of foot. This has been a target race all preparation. I think it was 20 plus earlier in the week. hopefully she can return to her best. She's got a brutal sprint on her day. Hopefully we can see her get to the crown of the track with Tiff Brooker and get it home.
Tiff rides Sunny Coast all right?
I think she rides it better than any other track, but that's no big thing. It probably wasn't my preferred jockey, but anyway, we've got her.
Jumping off Gerringong?
Not jumping off. I think it's one of the main dangers bringing that solid Group 1 form. Nash didn't give it the best ride last start. I backed it last start. I thought it would be more further forward than what he was, and got to the outside and ran some good late sectionals. If the inside holds up and he can land maybe box seat, she's got a good chance.
John Walter, are we looking past the obvious in Soothsayer? You saw it, last two starts are pretty good. Won the Hinkler, won the Eyeliner. People watching the show will be like, why aren't you talking about Soothsayer as well? Or did it have sort of every possible? Where's your head up with this race? What did you have for breakfast? Give me as many thoughts.
Where's my head up? If John Rambo targeted this race, why have they got a 5% rider on it?
Knows the horse. It goes really good for CJ.
Does knowing the horse improve your strike rate?
It does, because Ethan's strike rate
If it had a jockey, it's dead set ridiculous, the price. It's crazy. It doesn't have a jockey, but it's still a big price. Silver Wedding, very dangerous. I think Zadaki's a huge price. I think it just had a nice little pipe opener first up, improves quickly, draws inside, which is fine on a 40-1 chance. Happy to take the risk. Gerringong has to be favourite, but where it's drawn and the horse it is, $4 is short enough. It's sort of, for me, a horse that goes in the quaddie, but I can't back it for a result. Maybe you save on it kind of horse. Nothing wrong with Soothsayer and Sofrado form. I just think they're about their right prices. I don't know what to do with Sofrado. I think kind of it's nearly hard to hear. You know what I mean? Like that was its chance last start. That was its gift of a nice race. Obviously not the right circuit. Was always going to need luck. Didn't get it. So here it's going to be giving them a huge start. Have to circle them on a testing track. I don't think that's ideal for it. So I'd much rather be with Johnny Rambo and Silver Wedding for results. Sadaki as the knockout, and a few more go in the quaddie possibly. But I think they're the horses I'd rather tie myself to, especially at the price of sort of John Rambo, Silver Wedding. I think $13, $14 for both of those horses, even though they've both got cover job, little Smurfs on their back. They've got the turn of foot to get themselves out of trouble, hopefully.
And would you say that the Muntz team have unlocked Gerringong?
Yes and no. It's obviously going extremely well. It always showed ability for Gay too, but it just doesn't get over the line. Like it won a maiden on debut, went straight to a 72 and led all the way with every favour, and then hasn't won since. So, it's run some really good races behind some nice horses, but it's never stuck its neck out, which is not a great quality no matter how much ability you've got.
That's pretty positive from you, so I'll take that as a yes, as a commanding yes. Sunshine Coast Race 9, it's the Bet Doctor back in August. Make sure you get back behind us for spring. It will help you. We'll hold your hand the whole way through. Bengal Diamond is the favourite in this benchmark 85 over 1400. $6.50 favourite with Ouroboros $6.50. Big query 1400. It's going to set the race up perfectly for something stalking or at the back. North Pole $7.50. Eclair Awesome $8. Express Payment $10. Blue Pinot $10. Pocketful $11. Pocket Money $11. Naval Trader $12. I'm Heroic $12. You got Larrikin Rogue $12. Cunnamulla Fowler $13. Senshell $20. Deep Respect $23. Ocean Czar $23. Wow, there's just so many chances outside, I guess, the obvious, which I'm going to try and find here, which I think is Bengal Diamond. Loves this track. Was good in the mares race 1600, which I just don't think is her go at this sort of level. I think 1400 fresh is perfect for her. Is a trier. She's got Pizzazz run under her belt back at the Gold Coast first up. Then went really good the start after that. And yeah, I think that form's as good as anything, and we'll just sort of get in the right spot. And I like Ouroboros in the race, as we saw last time at Ipswich. Not sure what Hoisted's doing with this horse, really, because it looks like 1,000, 1,100 max, and then it's gone to 1,200, just gets pinned on the line, and then it had absolutely every chance on that conveyor belt track, Ouroboros, and then it just got pinned again by Kothquan, who sort of weaved, and Jace sort of weaved his magic there. But it's the perfect bunny So yeah, now that Silver Wedding's out of the race and a couple of scratchings here, Arabian Rose is the other one, and Sunset Dreaming. So it was a cracking race, and now it's, as you say, it's the Bubble and Squeak. It's the sort of the leftovers, Donny.
Yeah, it's quite an open race. I agree with Bengal Diamond. If it can hold a spot from the low draw, it's a huge chance. I just don't like them when they get too far back from the lower draws. They have to come up the inside, which could be slower. I think North Pole's flying. It was huge first up at the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
It probably raced against its normal pattern and got right back and then screamed home late. It's got enough gate speed to take up a spot here, closer to the speed, handles all conditions. So it'll be Bengal Diamond and North Pole for me.
CJ Graham.
Was that a Darren Flindell sort of one-liner prepared there? The North Pole flying, like was that a Santa Claus joke?
Well, it's won 3 in a row,
it,
John,
yeah.
and the Pareto form's okay, I would have thought. And CJ Graham, she might be going for a treble or 4 wins for the day, which for a 5% ride is pretty good going, I would have thought, on a feature day.
For her to have the book of rides,
That'll do it all the spring carnival if she does.
I don't know who's managing CJ, but I think I might send myself there to be managed by whoever manages her. John, opinion time.
Yeah, tough. I know. I agree. If Bengal Diamond's alive, it's definite. Like, got clearly the best form. That's averaging five forms just got better and better. She's got Pizzazz form better, and then obviously came out one after that, sitting up there. So I just wanted to see it not be dead last start, and maybe it was just that hard run mile, and it was completely tied. I don't know, and it was obviously a stronger race than this, but it just didn't. If it showed anything there, I'd be very, very keen on it here. And I agree. Santa Claus, the North Pole, was very well backed first up and dominant there, through the line strong. Just has fresh legs, got mile form. Very adaptable sort of horse. Captain 5% on its back. Yeah, but if those two don't perform, I thought it was literally the ambulance.
Little, I guess, inside knowledge there with Bengal Diamond. Needed 3 weeks between runs after that Gold Coast run, and then Adam might put his hand up and say a bit of trainer error because I think it did back up. It was May 30 and then it went June 6 for that backup. So that's potentially why it was flat. Only beat 3.5 lengths. So that might soothe you a little bit, John. She might be a mare that likes the gap and then 1400 a bit better.
If you can revive it, it should be 2-1.
Beautiful. That's what we like. John Walter pricing. Aggressive. GK.
Yeah, look, I found the exact same bracket. Bengal Diamond and North Pole. They're the two I primarily want to back in the race. I've priced Bengal Diamond $4. So, yeah, like if it's alive, I just think it's in the finish, right? And North Pole's just flying. Seems like a different horse since the end of last prep. So those two just stand out for me. I guess if there's a sneaky one in this race, and like this is like deep in the bag of tricks here. Felix the Scat has been trialing well.
Oh,
and
here we go.
Sticking to the short course, and look, this is up there as one of Queensland's greatest milk drinkers. But yeah, look, it could be a sneaky one. It's going in the quaddie for me.
Where's Galifianakis at 100-1 in this race? GK, these are the
Thanks
sort of
for reminding.
areas.
Yeah, it honestly is this type of race. And yeah, like that should have won last year. I think it was like 160 BSP or something. So yeah, like thanks for triggering the trauma.
All right, little hosted pot promise here. If you guys are joining the pot, I'll just absolutely launch to try and get multis rolling into Bengal Diamond and North Pole. So I'll just try and shove, and it won't make or break the whole day, but let's just try and get Ladbrokes for a massive result on the last. So Bengal Diamond, North Pole, if either win, hopefully we get the absolute lot and pull their pants down and get a good return for your $50 investment. So it'll be grandstand finish at 5:25 p.m. on Saturday as the lights are on up at the Sunshine Coast. So head out to the track. It should be an absolute belter. There'll be bands and I think there's a Ferris wheel. There's all sorts of stuff out there. So Walt's probably got the keys and ready to go now. He'll go via Caboolture Tin Bin Bowling and do a little bit of a tournament on the way on Friday night with all the Swamp Monsters there. But it looks like a great day's betting according to Anthony Don and myself for Sunshine Coast. So cracking card. We'll get stuck into it. And this is best bets time. Mental health bet for me, best bet. I'd say I'd say, okay, I'll put Within the Law. I'm going to do it John Walter style. Within the Law is my best. I think an Emicore and John Rambo are completely the wrong price. And my best roughie of the day is Faulkner Park. So I've given three best just to be an idiot. And then Wonder Rocks, I think, is a good price as well at $5.50. So
I've gone 2 from 2 last week, Trumpet Blow. And my best this week is Balance the Books Race 2 and Race 4 Racketeer.
beautiful. All right. Nice little angle there. And I might start calling you Trumpet Don instead of Snappy Don. It all just ties in nicely. GK, your best?
Again, just making it up. Don't think about this. Scampy each way. There you go.
Scampy. All right, in the 1,000-meter race. Bomb trial. John Walter, best bet or best 10?
Do you remember we were standing next to them when Scampy came back after we unloaded it, and they said, "Oh, typical Scampy, complete milk drinker." When the ownership group, that was pretty funny. After we just done our balls on it, but I do. I think wet track is the key for the record. Within the Law has to be the best winning chance on the day. Agree
Best
with
bet.
that.
Splinters.
Best winning
bet.
chance of the day. Best bets. On 2 brackets: R Price and My Utopia Race 3, and Johnny Rambo and Silver Wedding in the whatever that race is, with Little Zadaki out wide for the trip for the the 3. But
anything else?
I'll be riding Donny's coattails here because I think he's the man who's going to be investing the most on the meeting.
Yes. Yeah, I tend to agree. Oh, I'll be going. Yeah, I'm warming to it. So you're a big weights and measures man. Is that what you're saying within the law, or are you just thinking?
I'm not. I'm saying the day is a day full of absolute nightmarish train wrecks, most likely, and Within the Law has a lot on the field if it's given its chance.
Yeah, I'd just be bonusing anything by 3 to 4 lengths if Tommy's off, or has been riding it for the last sort of month and a half.
Tommy off, CJ on's a bonus.
Oh, that's dream stuff. Dreamy. And I hope CJ, we might back CJ in the Jockey Challenge as well, just for the cherry on top.
Got to be short.
Oh, what a book of rides.
Got a fair book.
Yeah, good luck to the Johnny Rambo Mr. Racing connections. They put a lot into the game, so hopefully Mark and the boys there, Matt, get a good result out of the Mr. Racing. They got a couple of live chances with Jimmy's brother and John Rambo as well. Good to see punters having a crack. All right, that's a big wrap from us. Big thanks to Punting Form Racing Queensland Ladbrokes for the whole season. You boys, outstanding stuff. Hopefully we get you all back on the show for the summer carnival for more Brisvegas stuff. I know Racing Queensland are dead set keen on the show. They love it. Turnover's going gangbusters across the Queensland carnival. So good things are happening up in the Sunshine State for turnover. Every time I speak to them, it's booming. So big thanks to all the people that watch the show and the support, that click on the show, that comment on the show. There's a nice little army of support in the comment section. So put shit on us, give us feedback, tell us what you like, you don't like, and then make sure you come back and see us in the Spring Carnival, and we'll resume the Brisbane show. I'd say, I think it's around Cup week it starts to, or the back end, just the back end of Melbourne Cup, or the week after the old Sandown Stakes meeting or whatever that was. So we will be back for Queensland only show, but make sure you stick with us for the Melbourne Sydney show, and we'll throw in a little bit of meat on the bone for the best of the best bets across the Queensland stuff. So big thanks, Donny. And
thanks, Goody.
We'll see you soon, GK, and make sure you head to the boys' chat rooms as well. So, Brizzy Form Guide, GK, he's got his own little chat room, so you can diggerize him on Twitter. He loves that, and then he might let you in if you say the magic password. It can be a bit gruff, but he is a bit of a softie. And then Walt, racingwatch.com.
What's the password?
Go fuck yourself.
Yes, I thought it was. Yeah.
No, I think it's CJ Graham Premiership. I think is the.
I think the first one I try is what he's got written on his cup. I see dumb people. I reckon that'd be the first password I'd try out. Yeah, that'd be it.
Racingwatch.com for John stuff as well. So Sydney, you do too. It's the most GK thing I've ever seen. Racing Watch chat as well. So if you want 24/7 racing, make sure you get around that. Little Birdie TV website. And I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to have a break. I need a rest. We'll see you back in August. Thanks everyone. Porco for doing the show. See you next week. No, we won't. See you in a month.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.